Welcome and good day, everyone. Welcome back for more announcements for the Unofficial Amiibo Smash League Season 3. It is powered on the Switch 2. But before I continue, I'd like to remind everybody to support Nintendo and their affiliates, because without them, we wouldn't have the game, let alone the Amiibo that we're battling it out with today. So let's go ahead and give them our support. Alright, before we start getting into the results of the groups after week 6, we're going to go ahead and start a random match in the background for your entertainment. Alright, starting off with the Action Force, the first group is the Pokemon group. So we have Jigglypuff with 1 win and 5 losses, Pikachu with 5 wins and 1 loss, Lucario with 4 wins and 2 losses, Pokemon Trainer with 1 win and 5 losses, and Terry with 4 wins and 2 losses. So right now it looks like Pikachu is in the first seat. However, if Lucario and Terry manage to get that 5th win in the next week and Pikachu gets a loss, then we're gonna have multiple characters all tying up for that first seat. So there's still a possibility of a 3-way tie for in the Smash Off. So we might end up having a tiebreaker to determine which characters in the group end up going to the Smash Offs. But it looks like the characters that are looking to face elimination from the group are Jigglypuff and Pokemon Trainer, both with only one win apiece. Alright, moving on to the Legend of Zelda group. We have Ganondorf with 5 wins and 1 loss, Link with 4 wins and 2 losses, Zelda with 3 wins and 3 losses, Sheik with 2 wins and 4 losses, and Captain Falcon with 1 win and 5 losses. Alright, so it looks like Ganondorf is looking to get that first seat in the Legend of Zelda group. But however, if he loses in week 7 and Link manages to win in week 7, then they will both be right there for who will be in the first seat in the Smash Offs. So alright. But it looks like Captain Falcon with only 1 win, unless Sheik loses her next match and then Captain Falcon wins his next match, he won't have a chance at staying in the group. All right. So then moving on to the next group, we have the Alpha group, with Kazuya, the one of 2 undefeated characters in this competition, and our final Smash Brawl champion with 6 wins and 0 losses. Then on the opposite side of the win-loss record is Pit with 0 wins and 6 losses, Little Mac with 2 wins and 4 losses, Fox with 2 wins and 4 losses, and Wolf with 3 wins and 3 losses. I mean, aside from Kazuya and Pit, the other 3 characters are pretty close in that win-loss record. As a lot can happen in week 7, as Fox and Little Mac are both tied for that for that 3rd place seat currently. And it looks like Wolf is currently the 2nd highest for wins in that group. But alright, moving on to the Dreamland group. Now this is an interesting thing here. So we have King DDD with 5 wins and 1 loss, who, regardless of how the others do, is taking that first seat for the Dreamland in the Smash Off for the Dreamland group. However, we have a 4-way tie for second place in the Dreamland group. Because Ness, Meta Knight, Kirby, and Villager all have 3 wins and 3 losses. So week 7 is definitely going to be paramount on determining who moves forward in that second seat in the Dreamland group. Alright, now we're going to move over to the groups in the Battle Force. Starting off with the Metroid group, we have the Wii Fit Trainer at 2 wins and 4 losses, Ridley with 3 wins and 3 losses, Bayonetta with 3 wins and 3 losses, Samus with 2 wins and 4 losses, and the Mii Gunner with 5 wins and 1 loss. So the Mii Gunner is definitely ranking taking that first seat, regardless of how the others do in week 7. However, we have Samus and the Wii Fit Trainer that are ranked the same, and depending on how they battle in week 7 will determine which one of them gets the boot. And of course, Bayonetta and Ridley are fighting for that second seat in the Smash-Offs. Alright. So the next group is the Super Mario Brothers group. We have Yoshi with 5 wins and 1 loss, Sora with 3 wins and 3 losses, Piranha Plant with 3 wins and 3 losses, Mario with 3 wins and 3 losses, and Luigi with 2 wins and 4 losses. So this group is another one that has a 3-way tie for second place, with Luigi, losing in his match, making it look like he is likely going to be the one that gets the boot. But with Yoshi definitely taking that first seat in Super Mario Brothers group, regardless of the results for next week's match. And then in the Fire Emblem group, we have Byleth with 6 wins and 0 losses, dominating one of the other 2 characters that is undefeated in the competition this season. Then we have Simon Belmont with 2 wins and 4 losses, Ike with 3 wins and 3 losses, Marth with 0 wins and 6 losses, and Ryu with 3 wins and 3 losses. So it looks like it's between Ike and Ryu battling it out for that second seat in the Smash-Off for the Fire Emblem group. We'll have to see what happens in week 7 and find out. But Marth looks like with 0 wins is going to be the one that is getting the boot after next week. Now for the final group in the Battle Force, we have the Beta group. And we have some very interesting stats going on here. Donkey Kong, 3 wins and 3 losses. Hero, 3 wins and 3 losses. Cloud, 2 wins and 4 losses. King K. Rool with 4 wins and 2 losses. And Dr. Mario with 4 wins and 2 losses. So we have 2 characters, King K. Rool and Dr. Mario, tied for that first seat in the Smash-Offs. But anything could still happen because these numbers are so close, in win-losses. So, but it also looks like Cloud may be the one that gets the boot if he doesn't, depending on how things go in next week's matches. Alright, it looks like we're also finishing up with the background match. Looks like Lucario took the win over, let's see, over Roy, Olimar, Link, and Lucina. All right, don't worry, we're gonna go ahead and go over the pairings for the final week 7 in this competition. But we're gonna start another random match in the background so everyone can continue to be entertained while listening to me go over the matches for the final week of the competition. I could say the final seasonal week of the competition, because we still have that 1 week where we have the Smash-Offs. Alright, so on February 16th, we're going to have Jigglypuff versus Ness. So looking at that, Jigglypuff both characters are definitely wanting to win this match, as this is paramount for both characters' survival essentially. I think in the Dreamland group it's more about surviving than because all the characters are pretty much the same, so winning is surviving in the Dreamland group. But also for Jigglypuff, as Jigglypuff needs to gain a win, so that way she doesn't end up being the one booted from the Pokemon group. Alright, then the second match will be Ganondorf versus Kazuya. So, Ganondorf, excuse me, Ganondorf definitely wants to gain the win here to secure that #1 spot in the Smash-Offs for his group. But that is going to be a tough one, as Kazuya has yet to lose in any matches this entire season. So, good luck to Ganondorf. Our third match on Monday will be the Wii Fit Trainer versus Donkey Kong. Both of these characters again need this win to advance their chances of staying in the competition in next season. All right, then the fourth match is going to be Yoshi versus Byleth. It's going to be another tough match, but either character, could lose this match, and they're still going to have that first seat in the Smash-Off. So, hopefully we still have a good match between these two opponents, even though it is not as paramount for these two in this match. Alright, so on February 17th, we're going to have our first match will be Pikachu versus Meta Knight. Now this match is definitely one that Pikachu wants to win, but it is going to be more important for Meta Knight, as we're not sure who's going to be that second seat in the Smash-Offs for the Dreamland group, and who will end up getting the boot. So again, very important. Then our second match will be Link versus Pit. Now Link definitely needs to win this match so he can help secure a seat in the Smash-Offs for his group. However, and Pit is hoping that he can get at least one win in the competition before leaving in the end. Alright, then we have Ridley versus Hero. Again, two characters that are both won 3 matches and both needing to get that fourth one in week 7. Then the fourth match is going to be Sora versus Simon Belmont. Now these are both matches that are important for these two groups, as a lot of these groups matches are ones that will determine Smash-Offs and characters to be eliminated. Then on February 18th, we have Lucario versus King DDD. That match is going to be more important for Lucario, as he wants to secure that spot in the Smash-Offs. And King DDD has got that secured regardless of whether he wins. But of course, no competitor wants to throw down to their opponent without a fight. Then we have Zelda versus Little Mac. Both two important matches, as they both are wanting to gain better positions in their group moving forward. Then we have Bayonetta versus Cloud, which is definitely going to be an important one for Cloud, because Cloud definitely needs to gain this victory so he has a lower chance at being the one that's booted from the beta group. Then we have Piranha Plant versus Ike, which is going to be a tough match, and both characters need to win this one in their respective groups to have a better chance at making it into the Smash-Offs. As there is so many close records going into Week 7. Then on February 19th, we have Pokemon Trainer versus Kirby. And Pokemon Trainer definitely needs to win this match because Pokemon Trainer is trying not to be booted from the Pokemon group. But we have pretty much the same thing going on in the Dreamland group, because this last match is literally for every character in the Dreamland group is paramount for them, staying in the competition. Then our second match on February the 19th is between Sheik and Fox. Now both characters looking to gain their third win in this match. One of them definitely will. So, which is kind of interesting because that means that Little Mac, Fox, and Wolf are still vying for that second seat in the Smash-Offs. That's crazy. So if Little Mac and Wolf loses, then it comes down to then we might have a tie. Then we'll have a tie between Fox and Wolf. All right. Then we have Samus versus King K. Rool. Now Samus definitely needs to win this one because Samus is one of the two characters that is possibly getting the boot in the competition. But King K. Rool also wants to win this, as he wants to gain that first seat in the Smash-Offs in his group, as he is so close to Dr. Mario. Then we have the fourth match on the 19th between Mario and Marth. Now it's not going to make any difference for Marth's standing, as he's already lost 6 matches. But Mario definitely needs this to put himself in a better place in the Super Mario Brothers group, because they're so close to that win-loss. Then on February 20th, which is a Friday, we're gonna end up with the 4 final matches. The first match being between Terry and Villager. Again, this match is gonna be more paramount for the Villager than Terry, but Terry definitely wants to win this because he wants that second seat in the Smash-Offs. Then we have Captain Falcon versus Wolf, which Captain Falcon is hoping is still wanting to gain a win, but Wolf is a tough rookie who is also needing this win to secure that seat in the Smash-Offs. Then we have the Me Gunner versus Dr. Mario, which Me Gunner currently has only lost 1 match and is looking, but Dr. Mario definitely needs this, as he to gain a seat in the Smash-Offs. So it's definitely more important for Dr. Mario in that match. And the last match for Season 3 in Week 7 will be Luigi versus Ryu. Luigi definitely needing to win in this match, but Ryu's also a tough opponent and is looking to win as well. Man, some very exciting matches in the final week between these challengers. All right, now looking at the random stage, or the random match that was going on in the background. I think we accidentally clicked on that. Alright, alright. So, looks like Ness had one out of these two characters with a +3, with Enderman coming close second. Alright, so I hope everybody is as excited for week 7 as I am. And if you like the content, go ahead and give it a nice thumbs up. It really helps out. And if you want to see more such as this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can see more content. And then if you decide to leave a comment, please do so in a respectful manner, because we definitely want to keep this family friendly after all, so everyone can enjoy. Thank you once again for watching, and have a wonderful day.